Ever crush your morning tasks and can't even decide what's for dinner? You made 35,000 decisions today, and you probably don't remember making 34,950 of them. What to wear, which route to take, what to eat for breakfast, whether to check your phone, which email to answer first. Your brain has been quietly burning through its decision-making fuel since the moment you opened your eyes. And here's the terrifying part. Each decision you make literally weakens your ability to make the next one. This isn't motivation talk. This isn't about willpower or discipline. This is about a neurological reality that's sabotaging your productivity every single day, and you don't even know it's happening. It's called decision fatigue. And it's the reason why you can crush your morning tasks, but can't decide what to have for dinner. It's why you make brilliant strategic choices at 9 a.m., but find yourself mindlessly scrolling social media at 3 p.m. I discovered this the hard way after watching my most productive hours slip away, day after day, wondering why my brain felt like it was running through molasses by afternoon. I thought I was lazy. I thought I lacked focus. I was wrong. My brain was simply exhausted for making thousands of micro-decisions. I was unknowingly feeding the beast that was devouring my mental energy. The science behind this is both fascinating and disturbing. Every decision you make, from choosing your morning coffee to deciding whether to respond to that text message, draws from the same finite pool of mental energy. Think of it like your phone battery. Each decision is an app running in the background, slowly draining your power. And just like your phone starts shutting down non-essential functions when the battery gets low, your brain starts taking shortcuts when decision fatigue sets in. Roy Baumeister, the psychologist who first identified decision fatigue, discovered something shocking in his research. He studied thousands of parole board decisions and found that judges were significantly more likely to grant parole in the morning than in the afternoon. These were experienced, intelligent professionals making life-altering decisions. Their judgment was measurably impaired, simply because they'd made too many decisions earlier in the day. If trained judges can't escape decision fatigue, what makes you think you're immune? But here's where it gets really insidious. Decision fatigue doesn't just make you tired. It fundamentally changes how you make choices. When your decision-making energy is depleted, your brain starts defaulting to the easiest option, which is usually either the status quo or whatever requires the least immediate effort. This is why you order the same thing at restaurants when you're tired. It's why you choose Netflix over that book you've been meaning to read. It's why you postpone important decisions until tomorrow, creating an endless cycle of mental exhaustion. The productivity implications are staggering. That project you've been avoiding? That's not procrastination. That's your depleted brain protecting itself from another difficult decision. That email you keep opening and closing without responding? Your decision-making capacity has been hijacked by the 847 other choices you made before lunch. Every time you wonder whether to tackle that challenging task or do something easier instead, you're burning precious mental fuel on a decision that shouldn't require any fuel at all, and it's getting worse. Our modern world is a decision-making minefield. We have more choices than any generation in human history. Netflix offers 15,000 titles. Amazon has 12 million products. Your average grocery store stocks 40,000 items. Your smartphone presents you with dozens of notification-based decisions every hour. We're living in a paradise of options that's becoming a prison of mental exhaustion. Here's what's really happening in your brain. Every decision, no matter how small, activates your prefrontal cortex, the same part of your brain responsible for complex thinking, problem solving, and self-control. It's like asking your CEO to personally approve every paperclip purchase. Your most valuable cognitive real estate is being squandered on trivial choices, leaving you mentally bankrupt when it's time to make decisions that actually matter. But there's hope, and it comes in the form of systematic decision elimination. The most productive people in the world aren't necessarily the best decision makers. They're the best decision avoiders. They've learned to ruthlessly eliminate unnecessary choices so they can preserve their mental energy for what truly matters. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every day. Barack Obama only wore blue or gray suits during his presidency. Mark Zuckerberg has a closet full of identical gray t-shirts. These aren't fashion statements. They're strategic decision eliminations. By removing trivial choices from their daily routine, They preserve their decision-making capacity for running companies and countries. You can do the same thing, starting today. First, identify your decision drains. Those repetitive, low-stakes choices that consume mental energy without creating value. What to wear, what to eat for breakfast, which route to take to work, what to watch on Netflix. These decisions are productivity vampires, silently sucking the life out of your mental battery. Create what I call default protocols for these recurring decisions. Decide once, then execute repeatedly. Plan your outfits for the week on Sunday. Create a standard breakfast rotation. Use the same route to work unless there's a compelling reason to change. Build a list of go-to dinner options so you're never staring blankly into your refrigerator. Burning mental energy on meal decisions. Batch similar decisions together and handle them during your peak energy hours. Don't spread email decisions throughout the day. Process them in dedicated blocks. Don't make phone calls randomly. Schedule them consecutively. Don't shop for household items whenever you notice you're running low. Create a standard shopping day and handle everything at once. Implement the 2-minute rule for small decisions. If a choice will take less than 2 minutes to execute, make the decision immediately and act on it. Don't let small decisions accumulate in your mental inbox, creating a growing burden of choice debt that compounds throughout the day. For bigger decisions, use time constraints strategically. Give yourself a specific deadline for each decision, then stick to it ruthlessly. Important career choice, 2 weeks maximum. Where to go for dinner? 5 minutes. Which Netflix show to watch? 30 seconds. The goal isn't to rush important decisions, it's to prevent decision paralysis from eating away at your productive hours. Most importantly, recognize the symptoms of decision fatigue before it hijacks your day. When you find yourself avoiding important tasks, mindlessly scrolling your phone, or feeling overwhelmed by simple choices, that's your brain waving a white flag. It's not weakness, it's biology. Your decision-making capacity has been exhausted, and the solution isn't to power through. The solution is to either delegate decisions to your future self through pre-planning, or temporarily reduce your decision load until your mental battery recharges. Here's the paradox that changes everything. By making fewer decisions, you become better at making the decisions that matter. When you're not mentally exhausted from choosing between 23 types of breakfast cereal, you have more cognitive resources available for strategic thinking, creative problem solving, and meaningful work. Decision elimination isn't about restricting your choices. It's about amplifying your capacity to make choices that actually impact your life. Your future self will thank you for every trivial decision you eliminate today. Every default protocol you create, every routine you establish, every unnecessary choice you remove from your daily experience. These aren't constraints on your freedom. They're investments in your cognitive capital, ensuring that when important decisions arise, you have the mental energy to handle them with clarity and wisdom. The most successful people aren't those who make the most decisions. They're those who make the fewest unnecessary decisions. They understand that mental energy is finite, precious, and absolutely critical for achieving anything meaningful. They treat their decision-making capacity like the limited resource it is, spending it wisely and protecting it fiercely. Decision fatigue is real, it's measurable, and it's probably sabotaging your productivity right now, but awareness is power. Now that you know the invisible force that's been draining your mental battery, you can fight back. Start small. Pick one recurring decision from your daily routine and create a default protocol for it. Feel the mental space that opens up, then expand from there. Your brain has been working overtime to keep up with the decision demands of modern life. It's time to give it the break it deserves, so it can focus on the choices that truly matter. The decisions you eliminate today determine the quality of decisions you can make tomorrow.